Very good evening, each and
Good
every one
evening.
of you.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for joining. Happy to join the session. So we love to host this program for about 45 minutes or so. And exactly the time is 4, so we maintain the best of our ability. The time, that is most important because you are all sparing your valuable hours here, business hours. So let me start the session here. I'm M.K.Anand. I am the founder and partner and the strategic business advisor for MSMEs. Today, I am going to share my thoughts, insights, learnings, experience, and the client interactions that I have been dealing with, especially in the MSME market, with regard to SME exchange IPO listing. So I'm not just going to confine myself only to SME listing. I'll also be talking about how you can get ready to get listed. I hope I can speak in Tamil and English. எல்லாருமே தமிழ் தானே? Anybody who don't understand Tamil? Mr. Dilli Babu?
Yes, sir. This is Lavanyashree. Yeah, I'm from Andhra actually.
All right, then I'll maintain English. Absolutely
I
fine.
can understand Tamil. It's okay. No problem.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So for the benefit of everyone, let me maintain English. So
Sure,
I'm thank you, ma'am. I'm not just going to confine myself with only SME IPO listing, but a lot of MSMEs are not yet ready for the journey of MSME listing, the SME exchange listing. So I would like to also touch upon few areas where how you have to look at yourself, look at your organization to be made available for SME IPO listing in the future. If not this year, next year, maybe perhaps after 2-3 years also. So let us look at holistic approach of SME exchange IPO listing, the do's and don'ts, the why, what, and how, everything we are going to see in 45 minutes time, hopefully. So let me share my slide here. Can you see my slide here, all of you? Yes?
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So there are about 14 people have joined now. I could just see quickly the names. Okay. Good. Nice. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is to share some thoughts about who am I and why am I doing all this? And if you look at the quote that I have drafted a couple of months back when my article was published in Nanaya Migadan, Tamil magazine. This is what I mentioned. SME's next paradigm shift can happen in the capital market as it is a no-cost, low-cost fundraising opportunity to scale the business. This resolves challenges of raising funds for both CapEx and OpEx needs. All of us know one side MSMEs are fighting for CapEx requirement, capital expenditure, buying machineries, building infrastructure, resource building, the one-time big investments. On the other hand, people look at operational expenditure like, building resources, human resources, and your day-to-day expenditure to run your organization. But these two, CapEx and OpEx, largely today, in many of the MSMEs are handled through the debt funding. We go to bank, we borrow money, and or if the bank doesn't support you, you go to the third-party funding where you pay huge interest, paying through the noses, as they say, and then you run your organization. But here comes an opportunity or the scope to look at no cost and low cost opportunity through the capital market. How do we access that? That's what we're going to see today. I always feel business is like this, war field where we fight to win, we fight to succeed. Many people succeed, many people other side also become a failure. It's not their failures, but the models are failure probably, or they wouldn't have had a good mentor, guidance, support, or the fortune to favor, as they say. Some people have failed, some people have really succeeded, and most of the people are actually fighting. If you look at the overall spectrum of MSMEs in the country, if you choose about 100 companies, about 30, 40 companies or 20, 30 companies or 20% of the companies are really very, very successful. About 40 to 50% of the companies are actually struggling and not really given up their hope, but they are actually fighting. So the remaining 20% of the companies, they come, they fight, they couldn't succeed, they maybe close the shop, or they even become a bankrupt, and you know the story, what's happening in the society. But the people who are in the top 20%, anyway, they know, they are well informed. They know how to catch the flight and go. The bottom, the middle portion, close to about 40 to 50% of the companies where actually I'm targeting. Targeting means I want to empower them. The other 20%, we can only help and pray and support them to be able to really come out of the crisis to a large extent. But this 40 to 50%, the middle player who have all the potential to succeed, and they don't give up, they are not bleeding, but they don't know where to really look for the next fortune to come up, both in terms of fundraising or even every other aspects of the business. This is where I thought I will jump in and do whatever little I can. Over the last 30 years of my career, about 5 years I worked and 25 years I'm on my own. First 15 years, I was an entrepreneur myself. I was running my own IT company. And happily, I gave away the company to somebody, another organization, because we were running together as partners. And while I was running an IT company, I also started this company way back in 2002. So last 21 years, I've been running this company called SEECHANGE Consulting, helping entrepreneurs to succeed, and close to about 100 experts who are associated with me. I've been offering what is called building business for every single MSMEs. I've been holding several positions in the MSME sector. I'm part of Andhra Chamber of Commerce, as you might be knowing, as a chairperson for MSME in Southern India. I'm also the growth facilitator for MSME Bharat Manch for the Southern India, all the 5 states. I am the founder and partner of SEECHANGE. I'm also representing an organization called Heartfulness, where I do yoga and meditation and help entrepreneurs to meditate and have a peaceful approach in taking decisions. So my life's vision is about empowering MSMEs. So I breathe MSME, talk, walk, everything about MSMEs every single day. And I've been a business advisor for several organizations in the country. This is a brief background about me. When it comes to aim and objective, I always like this famous quote of Dr. APJ. He said, "Small aim is crime. Have a great aim." Where you look at the sector, I'm just going to share a few thoughts about the sector before I jump into SME IPO listing. You know that we have 63 million MSMEs, 40% are producing the manufacturing output, 45% goes to exports, 30% on GDP, spinal cord of the country, economy, all this stuff you know already. Everybody talks about it. But what are we going to do for these 63 million companies? Out of 63 million companies, to your surprise, probably you might be knowing, 99.98% companies are micro companies who are doing only 1 rupee to 5 crore turnover. And the rest of them, few of them, maybe 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 companies belong to small companies who are doing turnover between 5 crores to 75 crores. And there are very, very few companies, hundreds of companies at the top who are doing turnover of 75 crore to 250 crores. So the bandwidth is between 1 rupee to 250 crore is the bandwidth. But bulk of the organizations are between 1 rupee to 5 crore turnover per annum. So this is the situation today in the country, out of which about 15% of the whole community of MSMEs have registered themselves and declared themselves to the government of India that I am an MSME. Yes, I am running an organization. Only 15%. I don't know how many of you have registered. If you have not registered, it's free of cost. Kindly go to MSME government site, register yourself, declare yourself you are MSME. Only if you do that, you are now visible to the government policies. You have access to government subsidies and policies and whatnot. This is one side of the story. When it comes to typically, challenges, how many of you agree with me that these are the challenges MSMEs are, every single day are facing. Can you all please share your thoughts in the chat box? Do you all agree with me? These are the typical challenges of MSMEs. Let it be a kind of interactive also. You can even post your thoughts here. Somebody posted. Yes, Mr. Raman. Yes, thank you. Cash flow, fund flow issue. So many MSMEs don't even understand the difference between cash flow and fund flow. And there are problems like operational manpower issues, skilled manpower is lacking, growth, lack of compelling business model is lacking. If I go and ask an MSME owner, what is your compelling business model? I am ready to fund you, let us say 2 crores to you. Give me a compelling business model where you will be able to succeed without any struggles. Do you have a business model with you? Do you have a pitch deck with you? Do you have a financial model with you? Do you have a projection for the next 3 years? Many companies are lacking. They don't have. Because I run as a single man, pillar to post. So where do I find time to or luxury to do all this? Sir, these are all only possible for startup companies, some tech companies sitting in a 8th floor of a title park. We are all companies like, going to office itself takes about 50 kilometers. And going and coming, spending 4 hours on travel, a typical MSME problem. Sales and marketing, many of the MSME owners are averse to sales and marketing. They think that sales and marketing is a bad word. And we are not supposed to talk, we are not supposed to sell. But if you look at the entire developed country, everybody is selling every single day to us. Whether it is a Bill Gates, Microsoft, or Apple, or any product, everybody is trying to sell their products. Whether it's a cricket match or a football match or tennis, all sales happening all through the life. Basically, all of us are fundamentally salespeople, which we don't realize. So sales and marketing is pretty weak in the MSME. So some of the issues which MSME entrepreneurs are facing, I listed here. I hope you all agree with me. I'm not going to dive on these areas right now. Let me go to the another slide. Please tell me, is your dream converted into vision? If it is converted into vision, is it converted into goal? Is it converted as a target? Can anyone answer? If you have already converted your dream into a vision, into a goal, into a target, you can say, yes, I have. You don't have to show me, at least you can say. If you say that I don't have that in paper, I have not done it yet, then that's one of the greatest issue of our MSME organizations. We always have all the wish lists in the mind, what they call 6 inches between the ears called gray area, the gray matter, which lies. Everything is between the 6 inches between the ears, not documented. Which means if you don't, somebody mentioned converted to vision, but not target. We don't have black and white. Yes, that's the challenge, Ms. Aarti. We don't have a very specific, detailed approach of our dream or vision in paper. All of us wanted to build our own dream organization. But the moment, even if you want to construct a building, a house, you make a blueprint. Then you call the mason, and he will discuss with you, and then he will create his own plan, and then he will call the laborers, and then he will debrief to them, and they will go and they will say, okay, sir, next 1 week I'm going to build this particular wall. This particular foundation takes 2 weeks time. You come after 2 weeks, the foundation is set. To that extent, detailing is not done by many of the MSMEs. This is one of the biggest issues. Why this is required here? If you want to get listed in SME exchange, these things are primarily very important to be done ahead of time. Second, what you are now and what you should be in this decade. This decade is India's decade, as all of us know. And in this decade of, the capital market is booming. Today, it's 83,000 crore SME exchange market capitalization. It's booming. The market is booming. India is booming. Opportunities are, huge and taller and larger. Multinationals are having eye on us. So this decade is very, very important. I've been talking about this for the last 2 years, of course, 2020 onwards, even during COVID. So this decade is for us, but are we ready to handle this decade for our business? Second. Third, Have you graduated from technopreneur to an entrepreneur? What does it mean? It means, let's say I come to your office tomorrow morning and I just be an observer and I'll just be watching what you do as an entrepreneur. Would you be operating yourself as an entrepreneur or would you be operating yourself as a technopreneur? What do I mean by technopreneur? A man who does everything. Who is an entrepreneur? I'm not even worried about now business owner or an industrialist. I'm only talking about entrepreneur. Entrepreneur who builds teams, who give instruction to the team members, and he manages businesses. He doesn't do the work. He makes people do the work. How many of us are actually building our organization as entrepreneur rather than a technopreneur? Most of the MSMEs, I'm not saying cynical about it. Please understand. I'm not criticizing anybody because I myself from the MSME background, so I know the pain. I'm only talking about the pain of an MSME entrepreneur. They do A to Z work. If you do A to Z work by yourself, when would you think that your organization will grow like 10x, 20x down the line? Let us say tomorrow you take off for a week. Can your business run without you? Most of the entrepreneurs will say no, which means we are still a technopreneur. Still, the business depends on us. What we call famously in management parlance, it's the business trap with you. It's Warner's trap, as they call. If you have all these challenges, then BSE SME listing is a very, very far off place for you. I'm not saying it's not possible, but we have to be ready. And I will make you ready. Let's look at few questions to you. I'm going to poll a few questions to you. I would request each one of you to kindly respond to that. Question number 1. Do you find any of the below in your business? Is what the title is. The question is raising funds and fair on new investments. How many of you say yes? You can put it in the chat. Or you can just unmute yourself. Only 15 people are here. We can even have an interactive session. Yes? Okay. Lack of second line leadership. How many of you say I don't have second line leadership? I am a single man army, one man army.
Yes, sir. Only it's I think in our case it is one man army.
Okay. Is your business has a weak marketing strategy? You don't have a
Definitely, sir. Definitely, we need assistance for marketing strategy.
Is your top line, which is a turnover of the organization, is stagnated for several years? The same turnover you do. Let us say you do 1 crore, 2 crore, the same 2 crores for 3 years. Maybe 80 lakhs sometime 1.2.
No, I mean, ours is a very new this thing. It is only 5 years old, but now only into food industry for the past 2.5 years. But there is a growth in the.
Okay. Are you growing by 30% every year? 30 to 40%?
We can say about 20% like that.
All right.
Just
So
for the past 2 years we are saying okay.
Yeah.
Is,
I am only asking introspective question. Everybody, I'm asking everybody. You can just introspect yourself and write it down in a paper. If you have a paper, just write it down, these questions. Next one. Is it entrepreneur dependent business, which is business depend on you? Without you, the business cannot run. You may say yes.
Sure, sure.
Is your business stuck with outstanding payments? Many companies are stuck with outstanding payments. You know, there are two, your profits are in two places. Either on the inventory or on the outstanding payments. But what cash on hand is the real profit, which many companies don't have. Even after 1 year of assessment, if you look at it, sir, I made 12% profit, but where is the profit? Where is the money? The money is either on the inventory or on the outstanding with customers. Many companies.
It is an inventory again.
Correct. Next, rising internal conflicts and silos. I am unable to manage my own teams. Team management, resource management. People come, join, go.
Yeah,
and we are not able to hold a good quality manpower. Next, losing to competition. Not knowing why. Sometimes we lose to competition, not knowing why. People poach, people take people out. And then technology disruption. This is the last but not the least, that we are all not technology oriented people. We are actually averse to technology. We are fear of technology. If anybody talks about AAML, we talk AAML. In YouTube, we watch, we enjoy. But the moment we say you download this app and you connect this API to your Facebook, we'll say, no, I need some technical person to do it. Because we don't embrace technology. We want our son and daughter to do that work. We don't do it. If we don't do it, we don't embrace. If we don't embrace, we don't disrupt. If we don't disrupt, we are technologically very, very behind any other organization. These are some of the challenges which MSME faces. Let me go to the next one. Select, I mean, you don't have to reply to me. You put it in a paper and see. I'm going to give you a score of you after this poll. Select yes if you are strong, no if you are weak as an organization. Do you have a defined strategy in paper, in document? Second, have you mapped all the competencies of your organization? Yes and no. You can put yes or you can put no. Is your organization continuously learning? Is it a learning organization? Do you have focus on process? Do you have SOPs and R&R and you follow systematically? Is your organization growth driven? Which means you have growth strategy in your organization or you only survival strategy? Do you have a win-win product services for the market? Or every time you find competition, the same thing 100,000 people are already doing, which means you don't have a competitive advantage, edge over others, as they call it. And managing customer life cycle. Do you have a customer life cycle? Can you predict your customer's life cycle? Do you have a process in place for this? Yes or no? Then are you digitally empowered? How many of you are posting your company's development or marketing information or the campaign every single day through the social channels like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube? You know, there are multiple channels. You can choose one or two also, depending upon your business. Are you doing it is a question. Instagram is quite popular for many of the retail products. Then do you have a targeted marketing sales approach? Like, if I may ask you, can you define your customer persona? How many of us have, process in place to define my customer persona? With these features, if they satisfy, they are my customer. If they don't satisfy these features, these requirements, they are not my customer. Do you have a defined strategy for that? If your question, if your answers have greater than 7 yes, you are the safe bet. If you have greater than 5 yes, you are just an average. If it is less than 5, then you are in crisis. Don't mistake me if you are in crisis. But let us understand this is what it is. Let us overcome it if you are in crisis. Now, with this background, now jumping on to the main topic of SME Exchange, where I'm going to talk about why MSME Exchange, what MSME Exchange or SME Exchange can do for MSMEs, and how you can explore SME Exchange to your benefits. This is one of the very interesting and, always I love to see this often, even for myself, is that you will never become who you want to be if you're too attached to who you have been. If you do the same work again and again all through the life, and if you expect some miracle to happen in a business, it doesn't happen that way. Which means we have to really come out of the shackle and do something completely different. Like medical doctors say, the input decides the output in terms of your health. Even business doctor, like we people say, your input in terms of your daily effort decides your output, which is tomorrow's performance or productivity or the turnover or the profitability. If you do the same job, same routine, same habits, same working model on a daily basis, if you expect some miraculous output out of it, it doesn't happen that way, which means we need to work on ourselves. With that, I'm now kickstarting the journey of SME Exchange game. What I call this a new game. This game has to be understood in a different way. It is not a game of arithmetic, geometrical, and exponential progression. This game is all about pole vaulting. People are actually pole vaulting. People don't want to just play a game in a normal fashion. People want to play a different way. You know the pole vault game, how it works. It's not arithmetic, it's not geometrical, it's not exponential. It is just a jump out of the box approach where you can actually soar very high. This is what SME Exchange is all about. To have that, you need to have few things in place. I'm only preparing you for the flight journey of SME Exchange. One is the mindset. Two, paper. Anything that you do on paper, make it documented and fail fast in paper. I repeat it again. I'll ask you to fail fast in paper before it comes to real surface. Must have a business plan and financial model. If you don't have, please create one. Connect with Usha. She will help you out. Budget strategies, fund flow, cash flow, capex and opex. You must have a strategy for it. Do you have annual operating plan for it? If you don't have one, create annual operating plan immediately. Your products and services must have absolute clarity against your competition. You must know who's your customer first of all. Define your persona, customer persona. Target only them. Be specific. Just be a generalist approach doesn't work. You've got to be very specific. Must have a go-to-market strategies in place. The cost of lead and cost of customer acquisition, both digital, various other means, have to be navigated in a very clear terms in terms of documentation. Operational effectiveness, cost control, checks and balances, you must be having anyway, that you have to really validate it. Business is like a bus. You must have the right people at the bus and you have to off the wrong people. I'm not saying sack anybody. Give them the right opportunity, move them to the right opportunity. If you keep the same people, but if they don't perform, they'll only pull you down from your performances. Have a very strong profiles, people who really perform. And recruit only Mr. Right. Don't recruit Mr. Wrong to the right position. So choose to know what is the right position and then choose right people. And do what we call assessments. People assessment before even you recruit. Just simply referring some candidates, resume somebody referring to you. Don't take people. You invite them, do interview, but validate them. Create some 2-3 rounds of interviews because ultimately your vision, your dream are going to be manifested through your employees. If you have a wrong hire, one wrong hire will spoil the whole cook, whole food. Be clear on that. Customer is not I wrote a book called 36 Golden Rules. One of the chapters I mentioned, customer is not a god. Customer is not king. Customer is always child. He doesn't know what he wants. There are adamant child, there are aggressive child, there are submissive child, amenable child, assertive child. You got to choose your customer and find out whether it's adamant, aggressive, amenable, submissive, and then define the strategy and then start working with them. It's not that, my customer is God, my customer is king. So whatever he says is right, need not be. Same is applicable to me, same is applicable to you as well. And know your company's, current stature. Know your competency as an entrepreneur. And there are assessment tools available. Check it out. And validate all this stuff with your advisors, coach, mentor. And then launch it with courage. 1,000 days of survival. This is for a startup company, of course. If you're already running a company, it's perfectly fine. In Karate Kid movie, there is a famous one. Even Bruce Lee said once, I don't fear somebody who knows 1,000 kicks. I fear someone who practices one kick 1,000 times or 10,000 times. That one single kick 10,000 times somebody practiced, they are master of that particular kick. So be specific, be focused on your game. Now let me look at the entire SME exchange market, the challenges, the opportunities for you. If you look at why people look at SME financing, what are the complexities involved in debt funding? Banks have been lowering their high pre-crisis leverage levels and are preparing for stricter regulatory capital requirements. Consequently, lending to SMEs is likely to become increasingly challenging. Banks are typically running their own business. They are not here to help us. Please understand that. With due regards to banks, they have their own profit-making models. They are not just ready to help. They are doing business. If our persona matches their customer profile, they are friendly to us. If my persona, my company's persona, doesn't match their customer profiling, they are my bad banker, or I may be the bad customer for them. As simple as that. Which means the debt funding is more and more complicated. Securitization is a partial solution. However, this requires lengthy and uncertain process of government guarantee support. Securitization means secured loans. The assessment of credit worthiness in case of SME loan is much more complex and difficult as compared to mortgage loan. This also makes securitization of SME loans more complex and difficult than securitization of mortgages. While the loan size is relatively small, the investment in due diligence is about the same as far as bigger loan for a larger company. This is all some of the issue that you all know it. Look at the equity. Okay, I don't want to go for bank funding. Let me go for equity funding. Equity financing for SMEs opposed to debt financing was seen as appropriate in particular for small innovative startup companies that are essential to improve economy, competitiveness, and underpin dynamic growth. Many company owners hesitate to raise equity capital because fear of losing. Sir, when I give my equity to somebody, am I losing my company's stake? Am I losing my hold? This is one of the issue, especially in the VC parlance. You are all MSMEs. You are not, I think, startup companies. So definitely you don't even really worry about it. You don't even really look at these inputs. This is only for the startup. But somebody wants to come and say, one of the clients where I'm working, he was saying that I'm ready to give my company 20% stake, 30% stake. I want third-party investor, strategic investor. But the strategic investor is asking 101 questions about the company's performance of last 3 years. Many MSMEs wants to give away their share, but their house is not in order. When your house is not in order, nobody is really willing to look at the opportunity, though they are ready to actually fund you. So there are a lot of internal issues MSMEs are facing. Having said this, if you say, no, I am running a business of, let us say, 5 crore, 10 crore, and I'm making a decent profit of about 12-15%, which is PAT or EBITDA. And I just want to dilute my share, and I've been running for 20 years. So I want to take my company to listing so that I leverage the free flow of money from the marketplace. This is where SME exchange comes. Let me repeat. If you are a company who is doing a decent turnover of 5 crores and above, and making about 12-15% PAT, 12-15% PAT. Why 12-15% PAT? I'll come a little later. And if you say that I am reasonably good, I'm making profits, I don't have debts, or rather I have debts, but that's okay, bank loan. But I want to dilute my share and bring more free flow of money into the organization because my products are competitive and I can grow 10x, I can grow 5x. So the biggest lacuna is I don't have money. I don't want to borrow money. That is where the sweet spot for you to get listed in the SME exchange. Let's look at the whole thing. The value proposition, what MSME exchange or SME exchange offers to you. Value proposition is provide SMEs with equity financing opportunity to grow their business. Equity financing will lower the debt burden. You will not have a debt burden. If you get into SME listing, the first fundamental stuff is you are going to dilute your share to the tune of 26.25% maximum. You are going to hold 74.75% with you. And the money is going to flow based on the valuation of the company, your valuation of the company. And it's a zero cost funding. So zero debt burden for the organization. Then expand the investor base, which in turn will help getting secondary equity financing. So once you start performing in 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarters, and 4 quarters, after 1 year, again the revaluation happens. Again, the investor will pump in more money, will only dilute few percentages, and automatically money starts flowing in. So it's a great opportunity for you to generate more money from the marketplace once you start performing. Enhance company's visibility. The moment you say that I'm a listed company, the image goes up. They always say, your PIN code decides who you are. And some doors will open. I am in this particular place. Then doors will open automatically. When you are there already, there's some amount of face value. Same way here, When you are a listed company, people start believing you because you are going to follow the adherence, compliances of the government norms of the SEBI, which means this company is doing a lot of due diligence. The trust on you develops, hence you will be able to attract more investments, more customers, more talents, more people, more stakeholders to join you. That's where the growth comes. And you also have incentives for greater venture capital participation by providing exit option, thus reducing the lock-in period. You can also have an exit portion so that the lock-in period is also reduced. This is all some of the value proposition you enjoy when you get listed. The value proposition continues. Greater incentive for the employees. Imagine, sometimes just not about your salary, you'll be able to offer a very good package for your employees. Many of the large companies, listed companies, are how are they able to hold talents, people talent, because they're able to offer such a great, the employee stock option in the form of incentives and profit sharing. So they are able to hold the flocks together. Encourage innovation and entrepreneurial spirit. Capital market will help distribute risk more efficiently. SME sector will grow better in two pillars of financial system, banking and capital market. It's not that you're completely coming out of the banking support. The banks will come after you. Today, the biggest problem, no bank manager will come to your office and knock your door. The moment you get listed, the bank managers will be standing behind you and saying that, okay, you are now listed, so how can I support you? How can I restock? Because they see there is a huge opportunity in you because your brand is now built through the BSE SME exchange. I hope you are able to follow me. Can anyone confirm me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's look at the next paradigm shift. If you look at the few things I want to share, this SME exchange is something not new to the country. It's been there since 2012 onwards, April 2012. Already 11 years have passed. And now only we are waking up. And BSE and SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, they've been talking about this for last 11 years. They've been traveling various places. They've been talking about this. But many MSMEs don't even hear. Today, everybody started waking up and they want to explore the possibility because market is opening up. They felt that the idea is to focus on companies that may not have a great degree of net worth or profitability. We always believe stock market means only big companies. I'm a small company. I'm having only 20 employees, doing turnover, let's say 5 crores or 3 crores, but I'm making good profit. Am I eligible? May I get into this SME exchange? Yes, you can. Even a startup company can get listed. As we go along, we'll see. So there is a huge possibility for you to be able to get listed. There are two types of exchanges available. One is called BSE SME exchange. Another one is called NSE platform called Emerged platform, which is from NSE. There are two exchanges like Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. There are two platforms. And I've been associated with BSE SME in a very close quarter. I've been helping a lot of organizations to get listed in Tamil Nadu. Let's look at certain myths, certain misconception, certain misunderstanding of many entrepreneurs. The perception is, if it is a stock market, it is only increase the compliance level. It will increase market intervention. It will increase the ongoing cost of post listing. The takeover threat will be there. These are all some of the issues that many of the entrepreneurs think. Price mismatches, regulatory intervention, but the reality for SME IPO, BSE SME exchange, look at the reality. They say listing on SME platform has less regulatory bottlenecks. Many post-listing compliances like preparation, publication of quarterly results, printing, circulation, annual report, all are exempted. In a very minuscule way, they have robust norms for takeover are in place to curb hostile takeovers. So your company will not be taken over by somebody else. It's purely under your control. In a majority shareholding scenario, hostile takeover is ruled out. Increased information flow helps benchmarking the value of companies. Listed companies enjoy similar benefits as companies listed on main board. When you are a listed company, like a main board, there's a company called main board. People are doing above 25 crores of paid up capital, then can get really listed in the main board market. So equivalent that of the opportunity that you're going to enjoy in the SME exchange listing. So the perception is, you maybe think it's like elephant. It's not elephant, it's only a cat. To that extent, they made it simple. Now, let me tell you what are the eligibility criteria for you to be able to get listed. The net tangible assets, total asset minus total liability minus intangible assets, minimum of 1.5 crore you must have as an asset in your organization name. And net worth is share capital plus reserves plus and surplus, excluding revaluation reserves, positive net worth. You must have a positive net worth. Profit making track record. Last 3 years, you should have made profits. How much profit? This is where the question comes. Many people have this, lot of queries they used to ask me. I always suggest that you must have a healthy profit. Many companies does not show profits. They still handle, I don't know whether to say this, parallel economy. But if you want to really generate revenue from the stock market and capital market, you got to be really transparent and open. You can't just hide behind the show and show only little profit, but still you make a lot of profit. If you don't show that, imagine if somebody has to, take your 26.25% share and invest money on your business. Let us say you are going to do that for my business. What would you ask me first? Anand, are you making profit or not? If you don't make profit, if I say, yes, I'm making profit, but I don't show profit. If you don't show profit, how do I trust you? So there is no typical physical face value that you can trust me. Show the document, assessment here. If my books of accounts says that this guy is making profit, this company is making profit, I can bet on you. You and I have, we buy shares, right? We buy mutual funds, SIPs and stock market. How do we buy? Why don't you buy from everybody? Why do you buy only from, flagship companies? What do you choose and buy? Why don't you randomly go buy anybody and everybody are there? There are 4,500 companies. Why don't you buy everybody? You choose Reliance Industries, you choose Tata's, you choose Infosys, you choose State Bank of India. Why? Because they are showing the profits. They are showing profits year on year. So when they are showing profits year on year, the company is also doing good. Then people invest. Same as the case, unless you show yourself openly, transparently, you will not be able to really show up your value. Second point, only if you show high profits, high profit means the truth, whatever the profit that you make. If you show the profits openly, transparently, let us say you make 15% profit of your turnover. Then if the product is good, if the company is good, if the passionate entrepreneur is going to drive the business, the model is really good, we'll do all the eligibility check. And then probably people like us, investment advisors, we will take your brand value to the tune of, let us say, 6 times or 10 times to the investor. We will go to the investor, we'll say that this company is doing 15% profit. And let us say we can aim for 10x valuation. So the valuation is done always on the profit that you make, not on the turnover. This one understanding every MSME entrepreneur must know. So if you may be a partnership company, proprietorship company, LLP firm, but it will be converted as a company. It's a public limited company once it is get listed in the SME exchange. Post-issue paid-up share capital. The post-issue paid-up capital of the company face value shall not be more than 25 crores. After it is listed, it's called post-paid-up capital, post-issue paid-up capital. It shouldn't cross more than 25 crores. If it crosses 25 crores, then you will automatically take it to the main board. So people who get listed after 2-3 years time, if you start performing well, you continue to do your own business. You don't bother about stock market. You continue to sell well, have more customers, acquire more customers, make more profits, keep your organization agile and growth oriented. After 2 years, automatically you will be taken as a main board listed company. Automatically. This will happen after 2 to 3 years time. These are all some of the eligibility criteria that one has to understand. If you don't understand in detail right now, don't bother. There's only a masterclass to help you to be aware of this. We will help you. We will take all your documents. You can share the 3-year P&L of your company profile, and all the the checklist. Probably you can be in touch with Ms. Usha from my office. She will take all the data and we will put it through the due diligence team at Bombay. They will do the eligibility check and give you a report whether your organization is currently ready for SME exchange listing or not. If you are not ready, don't bother. We will make you ready for next 2 years' time through various initiatives that we are actually planning to do. Well, I believe so far you are able to get some idea out of this. Can anyone confirm?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah. I have given a chat
Yes,
box. I have asked the
yes,
question
sir.
in a chat box.
I am reading it, Mr. K.K. Padmanabhan, sir. If
Yes.
SME goes to equity, goes for equity, the returns to be paid will be high. If they take money from loans, profit returns to be paid will be okay. If they take money from the loans, profit, what do you call? Profit retains with them. Then why go for equity? Kindly explain. Okay. Very simple, sir. If you do you want to grow or you want to just enjoy your profit that you are making? If you are happy with enjoying your own little profit that you are making, and you are happy with that, you continuously borrow the same kind of loan model from the bank or NBFCs and be happy with that. But if you want to grow, can anyone assure me that can you grow 10x? Like what startup companies are today talking about? You are doing turnover of, let us say, 1 crore. 3-year time. Can you grow 30 crore? Can you grow 300 crore? Can you ever imagine if you only get stuck with your debt funding? You cannot. You may be making, may be happy with your profits. You may be enjoying your buying one house, one car, and a world tour. This is your dream, and this game is not for you. If your dream is something much larger, let us say, for example, I met one of the famous brand of Tamil Nadu, very huge brand, beverages. And the owner, the chairman of the company said to his CEO, in turn he met me, he said, what do you want? How do you want to grow the company? The chairman of the company said, I have today 3,000 employees with me, and I wanted to create some 30,000, 3 lakh employees in the organization. He doesn't talk about turnover. He doesn't talk about profitability. And he doesn't talk about any 10x, 20x growth. He only talked about, I have 3,000 employees, I want 30,000 employees. I want to touch 30,000 families. That's the vision the company has. For which, how much money he has to borrow from bank, equity, I mean debt fund, which is quite impossible. He has to get into the listing one way or other. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Padmanabhan, sir.
Yes, yes.
Let me move on. Thank you. Let me move on. The process. How can SME IPO works? How the process works? Normally, I don't want to read out the line, but I'll tell you the crux of the points. The moment you are ready mentally that I would like to get listed, we will send you the checklist. Then you have to share all the documents to us. Then we will put you through the due diligence part, and then the eligibility report comes to you. Once the eligibility report comes, we will say your organization is now ready to get listed. There are 2 types of listing. One is called technical listing. Another one is called trading, which means you list your company, but don't do trading. For the sake of listing, you do because you want to build your brand and you want to strengthen your internal organization structure. You are still not ready, but you want to get listed. Okay, you can list. It's like a website. You register a domain, but you don't build a website. You say under construction, but domain is blocked. Likewise, you can block and get listed as called technical listing, and then start backward, build your business with all the processes, people, technology, infrastructure, everything. So once you are ready with that, after 1 year, by the time we'll also come back saying that now you are ready to get trading. Then you move to your trading. That is where people buy your shares and things will happen automatically. For which you need to have a merchant banker. The first job is eligibility check. Once that is done, then we will take you to a merchant bank. There are a lot of merchant bankers, SEBI certified merchant bankers. Then we will introduce you to a merchant banker who can understand you. There are so many people, but we will evaluate it because we as a people, experts, we know which company can sign up with which merchant banker would be able to really, go gel with each other. Imagine everybody has their own primary business motto to get customers onboarded. Yes, Ms. Lata Narayanan, please go ahead. You want to ask something, I think. Miss Lata Narayanan, I think you raised your question. I think you raised your hand. Please go ahead, madam. What is your question? Is it by mistake? Miss Lata, do you have any question to ask me? I am unable to hear you. Kindly post it in the chat box so that I can continue, and then I'll take a question a little later. So many people, everybody has got a priority to onboard their own customer base, right? Here, SEECHANGE comes with little different. We are not really fascinated to take everybody to SME Exchange. First, we want to understand you. First, we want to know whether you are really eligible. You may be interested to go. Your interested word is different from eligibility. If you are not yet ready, we will handhold you for next 2 years, 3 years. First, to make your house in order. 101% confident of going. Simply going there doesn't make any sense because you're going to spend a lot of time, little bit of initial investment also. It's not worth it. So we will ensure that the house is in order, you are in order, and you are capable of handling such listing procedures for your organization. Just a wish list doesn't work. You've got to be ready for it. This is how we will help you in terms of making you ready. I'll move on to the current SME listing parlance in India. Each state has got so many people got listed so far. If you look at it, Gujarat has 106. But numbers are slightly now changed also, little bit more. Gujarat has 100 plus people. Maharashtra has got more than 100 plus organization. Tamil Nadu, we have 9. Karnataka 7. Telangana 5. Maybe 1 or 2 more now. And AP is also there. Few companies. This is how the India spread is there in terms of SME IPO listing. And sector-wise, if you ask me, I am in rubber industry, I am in entertainment media, and I am in metal industry. You can see all the sector-wise percentage of companies got listed in the SME exchange. This I can share it later also. Today, this is the crux of the matter. And today, as on yesterday, this screenshot I had taken yesterday evening. As on yesterday, 450 companies listed in SME exchange with a market capitalization of listed companies 83,517 crores. Just look at 450 companies, 83 crores, 83,000 crores. Total amount of money raised till today, 5,454 crores actual money, raised for this 450 companies. You can even just, for a calculation's sake, 450 divided by, 5,454 crores divided by 450 company, you can just calculate at least each company how much they would have made. It's not exactly the same, but I'm just saying, weighted average. Number of companies migrated to main board, 179 companies automatically. Maybe they would have crossed 25 crores. So they were already moved to the main board. Number of companies listed as on date, 271 listed. Number of companies suspended, 24. After got listed, they have not adhered to the compliances. So there are suspension also there. There are 24. That is why we say SEECHANGE plays a crucial role. When I list you, I don't want you to get suspended after a couple of years. So many people even have this, I would say, little ignorance. Simply they go talk to somebody who will take them to Bombay and who will do all the work, documentation, and put them on the track of listed companies. Of course, government takes all the rules and regulation. But government only sees your past performances, record, assessment report, your turnover, and all that. But they don't look at how far the entrepreneur is capable enough to run the organization. Can anyone judge you? Can anyone assess you? Nobody will do. So far, you're doing this, so I assume that you will do better. Whereas company like SEECHANGE, we will come and sit with you. We will see whether your dream, your vision, your family, and your employees, your stakeholders, your customers, how far you will be able to thrive your business. That discussion is much more important than just getting listed in stock market. So this is where the gap is, and this is a gap which SEECHANGE exactly addresses. This is where my mission, life's purpose of the professional life where I want to touch 1 million MSMEs, in empowering with these kind of knowledge base. So number of companies eligible for trading. I told you, technical listing and trading. Out of 450 companies, 238 companies now eligible for trading, which means people can buy the shares. Number of companies traded, 98 companies so far. Advances, declines, unchanged. These are the numbers. Market capitalization of BSE SME listed companies, totally listed companies, 26,563 crores. So this is about a synopsis of how the whole game is happening. This is just a starting point, tip of the iceberg. And next 10 years is going to be the game changer. I can tell you with a lot of certainty, this 450 becomes 4,500, if not more, in next 8 years' time, is what my assumption is. How do I say this? Since 2012, I've been tracking this. Last 3 years, I've been deeply involved. Last 2 years, almost every day, I'm breathing on this exercise. And I could see every day one company is now getting listed in the last 3 months' time. 400 it was. And I could see last 2 months, I could see another 50 added, which means now people are coming forward to get listed and people started understanding the benefits of listing. These 2 articles appeared yesterday, one in Mumbai and one in, of course, both are in Times of India, but one in Mumbai edition, one Chennai edition. I'm talking about how the whole funding going on. Maybe you can download this. It's available in the Google, Times of India and Economic Times. Please download and read this article. Very, very vital information shared there. This is one of my articles I wrote in MSME in Tamil sometime back, how we can really approach. Why I shared this? Because there is something which I mentioned here. If you could see, Government of Tamil Nadu, out of all the states, 28 states, Government of Tamil Nadu is the only state which is giving 30 lakhs subsidy or 75% of the cost that involves to get listed. To get listed, some money is required, right? Out of which 30 lakhs is being sponsored by Government of Tamil Nadu. Likewise, each state, Maharashtra, AP, Telangana, each state has got their own schemes. Government of Tamil Nadu has a GO, government order. It says that if the listing charges some money, out of which 30 lakhs government sponsors. What more an entrepreneur requires? You don't have to put your money from your pocket. Maybe a little bit you have to put. Even that money comes back to you once the investor buys your shares of 26.25%. When they put money, that's only a minuscule, a small portion. Literally, you don't invest money, but you get your free money. That's the power of SME exchange. And this is an article which appeared anyway. I'll share it later. Due to paucity of time, I'd like to quickly go to a few slides before I end. Already I've taken 10 minutes more. The parameters to explore BSE SME exchange, you must have at least 5 crore turnover. You must make decent profit of last 3 years. A business model needs expansion, but if you're stuck with the capital, yes, we are the market. Mr. Padmanabhan sir can understand this third point, which is connected to your question. Your business model needs expansion, but stuck due to capital is a challenge. Must have a scale-up, and you must have a scalable business model with a pitch deck. We can help you. And you must have a growth-centric, passionate entrepreneur. Not like I am in the retiring stage. I just want to give away. Therefore, I want to get listed. No, doesn't work that way. And interested in BSE SME platform, you have to learn more about it. We can help you. Even we can have one-on-one Zoom session with you, specifically for your organization. And fair valuation of the business should be done. Currently, what is your company? Let us say, for example, tomorrow, you want to sell the entire company out. What is the valuation of your company? Have you done valuation of your company? You have been running for 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. What is the valuation of your business? You must do it. Then only you know your worth. So these are some of the stuff. The expenditure to get listed, what are the expenditure involved? So expenditure is like this. You have IPO management fees, regulatory fees to the BSE SME exchange, government, SEBI, fundraise placement because somebody has to raise funds for which you need to pay them fees, statutory underwriting fees, and ASBA commission brokerage. Some of the brokerage commissions are there. These are all some of the hits where you have to be ready to invest to get listed. Once you are eligible, these things we will help you. We will guide you step by step. At least 3-4 meetings will happen between us in deeper manner before even you really sign the document. This is how SME Exchange works. Now let me share few slides about startups. This little old slide, but anyhow, maybe numbers are a little more. Startup also has got IPO. How many of you know? I don't know. Like SMEs, MSMEs, even startup also has, IPO, exchange. It's called startup exchange. Yeah, I think Mr. Patnaman mentioned, asked this question. Is SME exchange possible for startups? Yes, it is possible. That's what I'm coming to, sir. So there are 448 districts, 29 states, 6 union territories, one, tier 1 cities. So many companies, more than 12,000 companies today listed in startup. They say 12 jobs per startup. The nation of job creators. They create 12 jobs every startup, average. Distribution of startup with at least one or more women director, 55% male and 45% women directors are there in startup companies. That's a great plus point. Women are coming up into the startup culture. In SEECHANGE also, we have a women empowerment division. And any women entrepreneur who want to focus more on that, you can connect with SEECHANGE, our team. We will help you with the startup and stand-up India models as well. Criteria for new listing, startup companies seeking listing on BSE startup platform should be in the sector of IT, ITES, biotechnology, life science, 3D printing, space technology, e-commerce, high-tech, defense, drones, nanotechnologies, something like that. So don't tell that I'm going to start a supermarket. Can I take me as a startup? No. So a little bit different criteria definition is there. So if you have any startup idea for these areas, you can always come back to us. We will guide you one by one. I'm not going to go deep into this subject. And I'll tell you one important aspect. It's very, very important for a women entrepreneur. The moment, not only women entrepreneurs, any startup entrepreneur, the moment you register with Startup India, it's an online form. Once you register with Startup India, 80% rebate on patent filing, 50% rebate on trademark filing. M.K.Anand 1019 facilitators for free of cost filing and facilitation by Government of India. And so far, so many applications received. In fact, they say that a lot of freebies are possible for startup culture. You have to register yourself with the Startup India portal. You visit startupindia.com and you get to know more information. I'm not going to go deep into this subject. It's a big subject to handle. Let me just quickly share my last few slides due to paucity of time. I'm already, I think, 10 minutes. I've taken more. Out of 10 companies, 8 companies, of MSME, they have strategy. They know execution, but they don't have execution strategy. This is where I specialize. This is where we specialize in SEECHANGE consulting. And if you want to have a transformation in your business, all the boxes must be green. Look at this. You must have a leadership development. You must have buy-in from your team. Unifying purpose, competency, execution is equal to transformation. If you lack one out of any of the stuff, you will have frustration, resistance, confusion, anxiety, and stagnation. If you don't have leadership, frustration. If you don't have buy-in, resistance. If you don't have unifying purpose, confusion. If you don't have competency, anxiety. If you don't have execution model, you are stagnated. So ensure that you tick the boxes. How do we tick the boxes? This is where people like SEECHANGE comes. We help you to have a breakthrough. We help you to focus on improvement. And we help you to focus on retainment with your team management. Breakthrough should be done by the top management. Improvisation should be done by senior management. And retainment by the lower management or supervisors. But most of the time, entrepreneur does all the 3 work. This is where we will come and disrupt your business for the growth. If you are a learning organization, you improve the process. If you improve the process, customer is happy. The customer is happy, your financials already taken care of. It's called balance scorecard or performance management system. This also we come and implement. These are all making your company ready for listing. When you talk to finance guys, they only talk finance. But when you talk to people like us, finance is one portion of it. Okay, tomorrow you get 100 crores. What would you do with 100 crores? How would you deploy that 100 crores? You should know your plan, right? This is where we come into, and we help you to bring the operational performance, strategic performance, and people performance. And I just want to quickly skip this slide as well. We focus on mainly on study your organization and then align the top management vision, synergize the leadership team, bring the business strategy, bring the organization structure, implement HR, finance, operation impact, focus on sales, marketing, digital, MIS impact, and then focus on growth on revenue and profit. This is how the organization must be structured. Today, this structure is missing in many of the organizations. This is where strategic business advisory role comes. People like us come and help you out. So with that, I would like to quickly wrap up my slide. I want to share one slide here, which will be of mind-blowing stuff, staggering one. India has a demographic dividend, right? India has 62.5% of the population in the age group of 15 to 59, which is ever increasing and will be at the peak around 2036, when it will reach approximately 65%. Meaning what? If you target 0.001% is nothing but 8,125 customers. 0.001% of age group between 15 and 59 of the 62.5%, you get a customer base of 8,125 individual customers. That's the power of market. This is why Amazon, Flipkart, everybody having eye on India. And we are only the consumers. We are not actually creating our own products. So focus on building your business. If you have 10 customers, think of how to add 100 customers tomorrow. If you have 100 customers, think of how to add 1,000 customers next 6 months' time. Humanly not possible. Technologically, it is possible. You can disrupt through digital technology. You can grow not arithmetically, geometrically, exponentially, but pole vaulting. This is a thinking every employee of the organization should think. We should not get stuck with the 10 customers, 20 customers. Go bam, 100 customers, 200 customers, 1,000 customers. How do I do that? Only through technology. Humanly not possible. Hence, entrepreneurs, this decade is for India. Chase your dream, meet your luck, grow beyond your imagination, guide others, make your life special to your family and friends. We are with you as an organization, SEECHANGE. Anytime you can keep in touch with us. We will help you and we will shape you. We will do the assessment of your company. We will do the business scan of your company. We will assess your leadership skill and we will help you to grow your organization to the next level. And once you are ready, we can guide you for SME IPO listing as well. With this, I would like to end this session. I'll keep this session next 5 minutes open for any question and answers. Whatever the best, I would like to support you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Over to each one of you to post your question. Maybe you can raise your hand. I will call the name. Then you can ask the question. Who would like to go first? Madam Aarti, I think you're talking. I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah. Sir,
Yeah,
you said you will not entertain, you will not be supporting for the supermarket like that. We are not in, in a pattern of supermarket, but we are into the manufacturing of masala products like sambar powder, rasam powder, and garam masala like that. All food products. So we have registered in MSME also. We are growing very slowly and steadily. We have a focus on everything, but we are yet to take up the strategy and other things. So we need really very professional touch and professional help and support and guidance. I just want to know whether you could guide
Absolutely. Absolutely, madam. Madam, your name is Aarti, right?
Anand Kumar. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Aarti, you be in touch with Miss Usha. I shared one number. I don't know whether you are Miss Usha. You can share the number in the chat. You can connect with. I think she is. I think you know her number already, right? You registered with us. Miss Usha will be able to reach out to you, and she will tell you the step-by-step process. Step-by-step process. You just have to simply follow that. We have been supporting your typical supermarket and chain of stores in Chennai and Pudukkottai, few places already. And we have the model ready. We will help you and guide you in a sequential way.
Yeah, please, sir. If she can WhatsApp me her number, or if she can post a hi message.
Yeah, she posted already in the chat box. You can just make a note of Miss Usha Business Coordinator's number. Already she posted in the chat. And I think Lata Narayanan would like to ask one question, right? Please go ahead, madam. Ms. Lata Narayanan, please go ahead. I'm not unable to hear you. I think there's a voice is breaking. I'm not able to hear you. You can post your question in the chat. I'll respond to that. Anybody else would like to ask any question? I'm unable to hear. I think Mr. Padmanabhan is speaking. I don't know who's speaking. I'm not able to hear at all.
I'm not speaking.
Okay. Ms. Aarti, I think you are talking, but I'm unable to hear you. Any other questions from Mr. Delhi Babu, Asha, Lata Narayanan, Prateek, Sangeeta, San Lakshmanan, Mr. Jayaraman?
Yeah, so thank you very much, sir. Hello, I'm Jayaraman here.
Yes, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir, I'm able to. Please go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for giving useful information. In this regard, I already received a few inquiries from some of my clients. With this regard, I'll be visiting Bangalore next week.
Okay.
This is also one of the agenda in my discussion. I'll get back to you at the earliest. Certain aspects I cannot able to explain in this platform. I'll have to talk with you privately only.
Sure.
At the earliest, I'll get back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you. Good day. Bye.
So nice of you. And I saw one question here that what are the advantages of listing without permitting trading? Ms. Lata question here. Okay, great. Ms. Lata Narayanan, the answer is, I don't know whether Ms. Lata is here. Yeah, she's here. See, as I mentioned here sometime back, once you listed, it's like a domain registration. People will feel that I'm doing good profit. I'm making good turnover. My products are good. I am passionate. I want to grow my business 5x, 10x, whatever it is. And I'm in the business. And but I want to get listed, but my valuation is less. If your company's valuation is less because of the less profits, the investor will not invest money that you ask for. Let's say, for example, I will quote an example. Let's say you are doing a turnover of 10 crores and you are showing profit of 50 lakhs. Correct? And it's only 5%, right? It's not even 1 crore. 50 lakhs you're showing, only 5%. But your company wants to grow 100 crore, from 10 crore to 100 crore. And you need 25 crore investment for your business. Let's say 20 crore investment for your business. With a 50 lakh profit, if I go to an investor and show your company profile, product, services, they will first appreciate it. Okay, the company is good, passionate entrepreneur, they are making profit, everything is great. But 50 lakh, even if I do 10x valuation, you will be given only 5 crores. The complete turn, the valuation of the company itself is 5 crores. Whereas the turnover is 10 crores, valuation is 5 crores, and you will dilute only 26.25% maximum. Out of 5 crores, only 25% you will be able to dilute. Which means what? You get only 2.5 crores. Not even 2.5 crores, right? Only that, to that extent you get money. But whereas you want 20 crores. So you will say, what do I do? I will say, you get listed, don't do trading, run your business. After getting listed, your brand is now popular. You are a listed company. Wherever the doors are closed for you, the big company, the customers, potential customers, because you were small that time, now you are a listed company, make a phone call, people welcome you because you are a listed company. So you can go open many doors of getting more orders, bigger orders, show more profits, and then come back after 1 year, do the valuation of the company. And if your turnover is, let us say, 15 crores, and you show a profit of, let's say, 15% into 10%, which is valuation, your inflow is much faster than, bigger than the previous year. Therefore, people log the domain, log the name as a listed company, do the business, show the profit, go back to the market, ask for more money. Does it answer your question, Ms. Lata Narayan? Ms. Lata Narayanan, does it answer your question? You can put it in the chat box.
She has already put it.
Oh, I see. Thank you so much. And Ms. Asha, you asked one question. Karnataka government sponsoring for the existing. Yeah, madam, we need to check the MSME Ministry of Government of Karnataka. You can contact Ministry of MSME Government of Karnataka, find, or in the internet itself, you can Google it and check out what is the subsidy that they are offering for the Karnataka based companies. Definitely they are offering some percentage, but in Tamil Nadu to the tune of 30%, which is out of entire country, Tamil Nadu is the highly subsidized service that they are offering for the MSMEs. Because we have only 9 companies listed, they want to ramp up and get more companies to be listed. So we are already at 5:15. Any other question? If there are no questions, I would like to somebody is posted here. What is
Meant by.
Okay. By eligible for trading, out of 271 companies listed, are eligible for trading as per your slide. Yes. Eligible for trading means, they are not yet ready to get traded by the marketplace on certain compliances or the due diligence which SEBI and BSE SME exchange has created for them. There are a lot of norms that one has to follow. Only at the time of getting listed, or rather at the time of preparation of the listing, I'll be able to share all those information. Who can be eligible for trading, who can be eligible for only technical listing, all this information. When we deal with merchant banker, they'll be able to clear more in detail, specifically for the individual organizations. Another question I received. Hello, sir. I am Prateek from Tandem Loop. Actually, we have a business product which is helpful for the MSME. Can you tell us how we can explore the MSMEs? Okay. I don't know what product, Mr. Prateek. What you do is kindly share your company profile, including the products and services at the target customer base. I mean, target segment. In a simple deck, you share it with Ms. Usha to my office. We will assess it and give you the guidance where you can really look up to. Definitely will support you. You can follow all of you. I request you kindly follow at SEECHANGE, which is my social handle, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I only talk about MSMEs most of the time, 99.99% of the time. I continuously share a lot of insights in my social handle. It's called SEECHANGE Anand. You can see it in my name itself here, no, easily. Company name is SEECHANGE. My name is Anand. It's a single word, SEECHANGE Anand, which is my social handle. I see another post. Okay. What is the minimum? Lata Narayanan mentioned. What is minimum percentage of share capital that needs to be listed? Also, is there a minimum share capital that needs to be retained by the promoter? Yes. Madam, the maximum liquidation, maximum dilution is 26.25% maximum for SME exchange. And 1 lakh is 1 lot. It's not like 10,000, 15,000. For SME exchange, they made it as 1 lakh. Every lot is, it's called lot. Every lot is 1 lakh. And your question is also minimum share capital that needs to be written by the promoters. Yes, you can keep minimum capital. Of course, you have to keep it 74.75%. 74.75% you have to retain. Maximum 26.25% you can give it away based on the valuation of your organization. Therefore, what is more important to you is, I don't know your business. I don't know what business you are in. I don't know what your turnover you are in. Maybe I will share the checklist with you. We shall be able to help you out. Out of the valuation of the company, you will be diluting 26.25% maximum. Does it answer your question, madam? Okay. So I really share my gratitude and thank you very much, one and all. I'll be hosting more and more such sessions for us to share and understand. If you want to have one-to-one meeting with me, one-to-one session where we can dive deep into your business, we can always organize. You can connect with us. Stay connected with Usha. She will organize Zoom session. If you are in Chennai, anywhere in India, I travel a lot. We can spend 1 day, half a day, 2 hours, 3 hour sessions. we'll be able to deep dive on your business and see how best we can support you. And thank you very much, one and all. Stay connected. Have a great day.